Ladies, gentlemen, Speakerhead Squad, what is going on? It is your boy Speakerhead, and welcome back to another video. Let's start off by having a little chat. Some housekeeping, you could say. So in my last guide, we talked about all the options you have available for a G1 Legend Scale Autobot team. And a lot of you guys enjoyed that video, so I really do appreciate you checking it out. But there were some figures that I did forget to add to the list. Some were due to my own ignorance, and some were due to other reasons. To start off, I'll mention some of the options that I did completely forget. And once again, thank you to everyone who pointed these options out, because once again, I just completely forgot them. That was my fault. But those options are going to be the Iron Factory Jetfire, Iron Factory Sea Spray, Iron Factory Beachcomber, Iron Factory Warpath, then finally Iron Factory Power Glide, which is the most stylized out of all of them, but you could still make it work in your collection. And then another option that I did forget to mention was going to be the DX9 Blur, but honestly, it does not look very good in my opinion. You can add it to your collection if you'd like. I just forgot to add it, but once again, it doesn't look that great in my opinion. For me, I'm just going to wait for a better option to come out, but once again, feel free to add it to yours if you'd like. Now, all the other options that I didn't add to the list have a reason for not being on the list. I should have specified when making the first guide, but I'm trying to keep this guide to as close as a G1 style as possible. I know many collectors out there are looking for the G1 style, so I wanted to make a list specifically for that. And I know Iron Factory does make some excellent figures, I just think some of them are a little bit too stylized if you want to keep it strictly G1 style. But I will say right now, if you enjoy any sort of stylized G1 figures, definitely go with Iron Factory because they make some amazing figures and you will not be disappointed by them. And then any other figures that I didn't add to this list is mainly because they're just so old and honestly look so junky that you wouldn't want them in your collection anyways. A prime example, no pun intended, is going to be the Hot Soldier, aka the really old McFans Toys options. You can have them in your collection if you'd like, but all of them just have terrible articulation and just don't hold up today. Same goes with that Blur. I know you could probably make it fit in your collection, but I know there's definitely going to be better options in the future. And then finally, I did notice a few people mention that I completely forgot Devastator and Menasor on this list. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I genuinely don't. But in all seriousness, I did find it funny how many people were actually saying that I missed Devastator and Menasor. That's what this video is for, dang it. Don't break stuff on my desk now. But speaking of this video, today's video is going to be talking about every single Legend Scale Decepticon we currently have available. And don't worry, the combiners are on this list. I got them all, no worries. For those who are interested in my Autobot guide, I will put a card at the top of the screen and I will put it in the description. Like I said, we're going to try to stick to a G1 style for this list, but if I think a character can fit into your collection, I'm going to add them onto the list. And just a reminder for sizing, it usually goes McFans Toys, then Magic Square and Iron Factory because they are pretty close in size. And then finally, the smallest is going to be New Age. But before we get into this guide, I want to let you guys know if you enjoyed this content, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me out. Also, if you guys enjoy any of the music in this video, it's all part of my royalty-free music label, Speakerhead Studios. All the music on this label is completely royalty-free, so go ahead and use it for any of your content creating needs. Finally, if you ever want to catch me live, I do stream over at Speakerhead Live on YouTube. But now, without further ado, let's get into the list. So let's start off by talking about Season 1. And once again, because half these names are really annoying to pronounce, I'm just going to be calling them by their character names. So let's start off with the leader of the Decepticons, Megatron. When it comes to Megatron, he has plenty of options to choose from. He has an option from New Age, Magic Square, Iron Factory, McFans Toys, and DX9. So you definitely have plenty of options of Megatrons to choose from. Talking about Soundwave now, you have an option from New Age, Magic Square, McFans Toys, Iron Factory, and DX9 with a KO option of it that is fairly cheap to find. Now talking about Shockwave, you have an option from New Age, Magic Square, McFans Toys, Iron Factory. For Starscream, you have two options from New Age, their original mold, and then a more cartoon accurate mold with a better head sculpt. Then also Magic Square, McFans Toys, Iron Factory, and DX9. And then both Skywarp and Thundercracker have options from New Age, Magic Square, McFans Toys, Iron Factory, and DX9. And most of these come in a 3-pack, and if not, you can usually find them in a 3-pack somewhere. Speaking of 3-pack, next we're moving on to Reflector. And he has an option from New Age, Magic Square, and McFan's Toys, but this one honestly doesn't look that great, so I try to go for the other two first. Now moving on to the Insecticons, there's only going to be one option, that's going to be from New Age. Now moving on to Devastator, I told you guys I wouldn't forget him. You're going to have an option from New Age that comes in 3 2-packs. And then a final piece to combine all of them. Then you also have an option from Magic Square, which comes in 3 2-packs. Then you're going to have an option from McFan's Toys. That comes in a pack of 6. And then you're finally going to have the DX9 version, which is what the McFan's Toys one is based off of. And this one, as far as I'm aware, also comes in a 6-pack. And depending what your display looks like, you can really use any Devastator and it'll look good. Now that we're all done with Season 1, let's move on to Season 2. To start off Season 2, we have the first triple change or Blitzwing. And the only 2 options you're going to have is going to be from McFan's Toys and a fairly stylized version from Iron Factory. Then moving on to Astro Train, the only option you're going to have is going to be the McFan's Toys option. Talking about the cone heads as a whole, because most of them are sold in a 3-pack anyways, you have an option from New Age, Magic Square, McFan's Toys, Iron Factory, and DX9. Now talking about Menasor, you're going to have an option from Magic Square. And then this guy's going to come in 2 2-packs and 1 single pack for Menasor in the trailer. There are a couple KO versions of the Magic Square version, but this is the one that I see people mostly buy, and it is slightly oversized from the original. And then as far as I'm aware, this one does come in a 5-pack. One final option you can use is going to be Legacy Menasor, but I wouldn't recommend using it if you have other small Legend scale combiners such as the New Age or Magic Square one, because then it'll be completely oversized. Now moving on to Bruticus, I'd say the best and only option you have right now is going to be the Iron Factory one. Now that we've finished up Season 2, let's move on to Season 3 in the movie. To start out with the new leader of the Decepticons, we have Galvatron. And Galvatron has an option from New Age, Iron Factory, and DX9. For Cyclonus, you have an option from New Age, Magic Square, Iron Factory, and DX9. For Scourge, the only options you're going to have are Iron Factory and DX9. If you want some Alicons in your collection, there is one company that does make some, and as far as I'm aware, they will fit in your Legend Scale collection. Now moving on to their counterpart, the Sharkticons. They have a Legend Scale option from McFan's Toys, but also another company, I'm not sure what the exact name is, but I'll put it up on screen. And this one's actually going to be a shrunken down version of the Studio Series 86 Gnaw. And I personally own that figure and I thought it was amazing, so if I can get a mini 3-pack of that, I definitely want to pick that up. Now moving on to Runabout and Runamuck. The only option you're going to have available is going to be the Iron Factory option. For 6-shot, you're going to have an option from McFan's Toys and Iron Factory. When it comes to Octane, the only option you're going to have is from McFan's Toys. For Trypticon, and I know we're not counting Headmasters, and Scorponok, you can both go with the Hasbro options. And then finally, the Planet Destroyer Unicron. And the main options you're going to have is going to be the Zeta Unicron. That does come in both G1 and Armada colors if you like the Armada colors. And then finally, if you can somehow get your hands on it, the HasLab Unicron. That thing is massive and it would look amazing with all of your Legend display. Just have him all about him and maybe all on his body and stuff. I think it'd look fantastic. But overall, that's going to be all the G1 Legend Scale Decepticons I have for you guys. Just like the Autobot guide, there might have been a couple that I did miss, so let me know down in the comments below. And then if you found this guide helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me out. But once again, if you guys enjoyed any of the music in this video, it's all part of my royalty-free music label, Speakerhead Studios. Link in the description. But that's going to be it for me, so I'll catch all y'all in the next one. Peace! later.